Greetings of the day to everyone. I, Dr. Preeti, welcome you all to this 2-week refresher course on reinventing the skill education in the light of National Education Policy 2020, being organized by Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, and DDU Kaushal Kendra, Department of Vocation, in collaboration with Shri Vishkarma Skill University, Palwal, Haryana. Today we have with us our expert speaker, Professor R.S. Rathore, Registrar and Professor Policy Planning and Research, Shri Vishkarma Skill University, to deliver the session on Understanding the Skill Ecosystem of India. He had the affiliation of Dean Academics Affairs in Sri Vishkarma Skill University, which is the first skill university set up by the Government of India. He has served in Government Engineering College, Ajmer, in the Department of Physics, and All India Council for Technical Education, that is AICTE, New Delhi, in various capacities. He has been closely associated with major skill development initiative of government during his service in AICTE as Director Skill Development. In addition, he had served as Regional Officer, AICTE, Chandigarh. We are honored to have you with us in this program, sir. Session is over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Preeti, for introducing me to this august participants this training program. So the topic on which we are going to discuss is understanding the skill ecosystem in India. So what I will do, as informed by Dr. Preeti, that I am from Shri Vishwakarma Skill University, and this is the first government skill university set up by Government of Haryana. So quickly, I will just let you introduce that what this university is, what we are doing, and then we will try to just understand that how this skill university is trying to integrate the different components of a skill ecosystem in this country. So I will start with some basic statistics regarding the skill ecosystem of our country, as well as the higher education institute. So probably since most of you are coming from the higher education system, so you will be aware about the number of institutes, especially in the arena of higher education, that we are having over 1,000 universities, the state universities and the private universities, more than 42,000 colleges, around 11,000 standalone institutes. So altogether around roughly 55,000 institutes are working in the area of higher education in this country. Contrary to this, if you will see the skill development system in our country, generally, traditionally, this skill development in India started with ITIs, that is the Industrial Training Institutes, and polytechnics. And if you will see the numbers, so ITIs across country, we are having around 15,000 ITIs. We are having around 2,000 polytechnic colleges. So these were the traditional institutes which were imparting the skill training in our country. So if you will just compare this with the higher education system or the institutions in the higher education, so you can draw immediate inference that what's the status of skill education in our country. In order to fill this gap, rather I will say the big gap between the higher education and the skill training system, because at one end we are having over 50,000 institute, and at another end we are just having under 20,000 institutes which are giving the skill training. So the Government of India came up with a policy to promote skill education, skill training, and for first time they set up a separate body by the name NSDC, that was National Skill Development Corporation. And under that NSDC, there were several verticals actually, the sector specific verticals, and the role of those sector skill verticals was to create the job roles, create the curriculum for those job roles, impart training, and assess and certify. And these verticals were called the sector skill councils. So under NSDC, they constituted 36 different sector skill councils. So now we have another new vertical added into skill ecosystem, and that is the sector skill councils. The sector skill councils operates through their training partners. So they have their training partners, and their whole operation is through their training partner. So effectively, as on date, the number of training partners and training centers also, which are affiliated to the sector skill councils, are around 5,000 and 1,000, around 500 and 1,000 respectively. So overall, in addition to this, in skill ecosystem, we are having the state-based skill training partners, skill training centers also, that we will see in one of the slides or coming slides. But overall, this is the scenario that we are having around 50,000 plus higher education institutions working in the country. Vis-a-vis, we are having just around 20,000 training centers, training partners working for the skill ecosystem in this country. So definitely in the next, if you will see in the last circle, the middle one, the skill enrollment in the skill system or skill development program in our country is just around 5%, contrary to this percentage in all the other developed country, which is always more than 50%. So one, the distinguished reason which you can infer from here is due to the mismatch between these two numbers. So these are the numbers, and other two circles, if you can see, the employable youth, the youths or the students who are coming from the first vertical, that is higher educational system, as per the latest skill report which was published by VBOC, that the employability rate of the students or the graduates coming out from these universities, institutes, is just about 45% or 46%, rather you can say. So the students coming out from the system, at one end you can say that half of them are not employable as per the need of the industry, as per the need of the system. And to again meet out this challenge, the National Education Policy 2020 has given a special focus on the skill development initiative, and they have given this target under the policy document, that the skill GER, that gross enrollment ratio in the skill training, must go 50% by 2025. Means in next 4 years time, the gross enrollment ratio or enrollment in the skill training program must reach up to 50%. Overall, if you will see, the gross enrollment ratio in higher education is only 27%, and we are talking about 50% enrollment in skill education program. So these are the challenges, but nevertheless, we are having enough resources in terms of infrastructure, in the term of human resources, to take up this challenge. So this is a big background. Under this background, what our higher educational institutions, what our skill training centers should do to have a clear-cut outcome to reach or to meet the targets set up in the new national education policy, that up to 50% of the students must be enrolled in some skill development program. So we will have to focus, or our all policy, our all initiatives must be focused in this direction to create the skilled resources in this area. One of the major initiative which was taken by the government of Haryana in this direction was to set up altogether a different type of university, that was Shri Vishwakarma Skill University, with very focused purpose to create the skilled resources for the country, for the state. And the foundation of stone of this university was laid by Honorable Prime Minister in the august presence of Honorable Chief Minister of the state on 19th November 2018. The vision of this university is to emerge as one of the foremost institute of quality in skill education, acknowledged by industry nationally and internationally. So with this vision, the university started its operation. The mission of the university is to produce skill prepared youth for enhance the employment and create the livelihood in emerging and traditional skill through distinctive curriculum. So with this vision and with this mission, this skill university is operating, and the university is operating right now from its transit office, that is in Gurugram. But as during introduction, it was informed by Dr. Preeti that shortly we will be shifting to our 85-acre huge campus that is located in the Palwal district, around 50 kilometers from Gurugram, and at the same distance from Delhi also. So what actually in this university we are doing, we started the vocational training program, vocational degree courses, vocational diploma level program, vocational master's level program. And the focus of all these programs which are being offered by this university was based on the guidelines prescribed by the University Grant Commission for the BVoc degree. So the BVoc degree is traditionally, or as per the guidelines of UGC, it is a 180 credit program. So it is a 3-year degree program with total 180 credits. 180 credits are divided into 3 years or 6 semesters. So if you are saying 3 years, then 60 credit each year. If you are saying semester, then 30 credits in each semester. So traditionally, this BVoc program, the UGC approved BVoc program, is 30 credit per semester program. And beauty of this program, BVoc program, is that for first time in the Indian education system, the term effectively which was used through this degree was multi-point entry and multi-point exit. So this degree gives a complete flexibility that a student has option to exit at any particular point of time, at any particular year rather. Instead of saying point of time, it will be better if he will say that if he want to exit, he may exit at any particular year. And if suppose he is exiting at any particular year, so that much credit which he or she accumulated, those credits will be transferred or converted in appropriate diploma level program. So let's say a student is entering after class 12 into a BVoc program, and just he remains there, let's say for 6 months. So 6 months he can get a certificate. If he continues there for 1 year, he may be awarded a diploma in that particular trade in which the student is enrolled. So after 1 year, he may get a diploma. After 2 years, he may get an advanced diploma. And after 3 years, if he complete all the 3 years, he will be awarded a bachelor's degree, that is BVoc degree, which is recognized by University Grant Commission as per the UGC regulation of degrees. So another aspect of this, that this is a 3-year degree program. So one more term, if you can see the screen, which may be distinctive, that is, we are saying after each year, some levels are defined, that we are saying that NSQF level. So NSQF is a National Skill Qualification Framework, a qualification framework notified by the Government of India in 2013. And this framework is talking about the level of competencies or the different levels of competencies. If we are saying the level of competencies, so if suppose a particular skill set is there, so in that particular skill set, the skill qualification framework divides that skill set into 10 different competency level, starting from very elementary basic competency or basic skills of that trade, and going up to the highest level, that is up to the research level in the same skill set. So this NSQF is a 10 level competency framework, starting from level 1 going up to level 10. So if a student takes admission in BVoc program, so in addition to the conventional education, conventional studies, he is also being trained in a particular skill set, also in a particular trade also. And for that trade, as per the skill competency framework, he is being certified also. So just I will take example. Dr. Preeti, who is present here, she is a professor in, or she is taking care of a program that is BVoc, automation and robotics. So it is a 3 years program on automation and robotics. So if a student is admitted after +2 and he completes first year only, and he want to exit after first year, so he will be awarded a diploma in robotics and automation, and he will have a skill certificates of skill competency in the field of automation and robotics of level 5. Means in the latter of 10 skills competency framework, that student is competent at level 5, means mid-level competency he has acquired or she has acquired while they were doing the course BVoc automation and robotics in this university. Similarly, if he continues in the next level, he will be prepared for the next higher level of competency in the field of robotics and automation, and he will be certified for National Skill Qualification level 6, and similarly he may go up to level 7 skill competencies. So at one end, he is being certified for the skills which he is acquiring through these different competency levels. At the same time, he is also getting a proper bachelor's degree, BVoc 3-year bachelor's degree in robotics and automation. So this is one example. Similarly, the university is running different program through different faculties, that is in engineering, management, agriculture, applied science, humanities, like that. So this is traditionally, conventionally, how a BVoc program is run which was a new concept which was introduced by University Grant Commission probably in 2013 onwards, that in order to increase the enrollment in vocational program, this degree program was initiated. In this, if we will talk about the division of credits in a particular semester, so total, as I mentioned, that it is a 30 credit semester, and out of 30 credits, 12 credits are dedicated in each semester to the classroom teaching. So if the student is learning the skills of robotics and automation, so whatever the theory components are there relevant or related with that skill set of automation robotics, so those theory part, those fundamentals are being taught in the classroom, and the total credits allocated for that is 12. So in one semester, 12 credits are allocated to classroom teaching. 6 credits are allocated for the workshop as well as the labs and through which the student is undergoing. So in university, the student is there for 18 credits. So 18 credits in each semester the student is earning from the university. What about the remaining 12 credit? So for those 12 credits, the university has a tie-up with industry. For this program, it is JBM Group of Industries, and the student goes in that industry for gaining the remaining 12 credits of that semester. And when the student is there in the industry to get this 12 credits, so that part we are calling that the student is under internship, or it is being called that he is on the job training. So typically a semester is divided, or credits of a semester is divided into 3 components, that is classroom teaching, workshop and labs, as well as on the job training. So during this workshop and lab, as well as on the job training of 12 credits plus 6 credits, that is total 18 credits, the student is given enough exposure for the skill set of the course in which the student is enrolled. So in this typical program of robotics automation, he is being given training of skills of automation, skills of robotics for almost 18 credits. So it means that the student for up to 60% time, or up to 16% credits, 60% credits rather, in each semester is dedicated for the skill training, and only 40% credits are there for the classroom teaching. So this type of models basically helps us in increasing the enrollment in the skill education system. It is the one aspect, and at the same time creating the skilled resources for the country. Another important aspect is that since it is also a graduate program or undergraduate program, so when the student completes that, so the student is industry ready. So such students are not part of the 45-46% bracket in which the students completed their degrees, but they are not employable, since up to almost 60% time they are spending on practical learning. So from day one, such students are highly employable. They are easy to place for employment in any industry at one end, and they have enough hands-on training during their OJT, so that if the student don't want to opt for the employment, and he want or she want for to go for self-employment, so he gains enough confidence because he worked by hand during his entire 3-year degree program. So he has that much confidence that if he want to set up his or own uh, and some entrepreneur, so he can or she can do that also. So this was the typical structure of our program in our university. As I said that it is a 10 level. We are based on NSQF level 1 to NSQF level 10. So the university is offering program at all levels, means starting from the basic certificate program, we are going up to the PhD level. So the whole spectrum is covered here in this university. So a student can take admission for some certificate program. He can take admission for a diploma level program after class 10th. He can take admission for bachelor's undergraduate program that we are calling BVOC program. He may be enrolled in a master's program. And finally, after master's program, the university also extend facility to do PhD. And this PhD is also not a conventional PhD. Again, the participation of industry or other associations are there. So a live practical problem is given to student to pursue his or her PhD. And one more aspect in the university that from this year, the university is starting a school also. That school will start from class 9th onward. So the NSQF framework about which I was just discussing a little while ago, that NSQF is a 10 level competency framework. So the whole structure of university is created like that, that all 10 level of competency, skill competency, or training for all 10 level of skill competency can be developed to in a student when he is part of the skill university system. So we are starting from conventional and SQF level 1 and NSQF level 1 competency is aligned with the feeder school. So when a student is in feeder school, he is being given the basic skills in a particular trade, and that is the competency of level 1. In next year, when he is in class 10, he will be given the training for level 2 competency. Then he can take admission in the diploma level program, or he can go in the same ladder, can continue 11th and 12th from the school. And during that, level 3, level 4 competency will be built in the student when he is doing his graduation degree. So level 5, 6, 7 competencies when he is in masters. In that case, level 8 and 9th level competency will be built. And finally, if suppose he or she takes admission in the master's program, so the level 10 competency, 10th level competency is developed or is built, created through the university system and the students who is pursuing the PhD degree. So in the skill ecosystem of India, this was a new concept altogether. NSQF was a new concept, and the university successfully deployed that NSQF model in the traditional education system, not only the higher education system, but in the school education system, the technical education system also. So what we discussed that in India, we have a competency, skill competency framework nowadays that we are calling NSQF, National Skill Qualification Framework, NSQF a 10 level competency framework, and these 10 levels can be imparted to the student while he's pursuing his or her general education also. So what basically I mean to say is that though we are a specialized skill development university, so our mandate was to create the skill resources, and we aligned all our program with the NSQF framework. But at the same time, the conventional education institution can also run such type of the program. They can also do the mapping in a similar way to give competency or to give skills to the students who are enrolled in a conventional program, also in a conventional BA program, in a conventional BSc program. So those competency can be built through those programs also, that I will discuss in some later on slides. But just I would like to highlight once again here that in this skill university, we are not only focusing on the vocational degrees. We are not only giving the BVoc degrees, MVoc degrees, means master vocation, bachelor vocation, but at the same time, the university is also offering the programs like BBA, MBA from next year, the BTech programs. So all the conventional programs will also be introduced in this university, but the differentiator will be these conventional programs will be aligned with the NSQF framework, so that whenever student want to exit at any particular point of time, so he may exit with a particular type of skill set, particular type of employable skill sets, so that if he want to exit, at least he is having some skills in his hand. If you will see this pyramid, I will just take another 1 or 2 minutes. If suppose in this pyramid, a student enters at the level, let's say we are saying in left hand side, so one competency is assistant operator. So if suppose this is a job role which was prescribed by the sector skill council. So the student may be given competency when he is in class 9 of assistant operator. When he is in class 10, he may be trained for junior operator. When he is in class 11th or first year diploma, he may be trained for junior technician, let's say PLC or automation. Then when he is in the next level, technician, robotics, automation. So these are the job roles, again I am repeating, which are prepared by the industry. Means such jobs exist in the industry. इस तरह के job industry में exist करते हैं. So the students are trained on this type of the job roles, ताकि वो किसी भी लेवल से अगर बाहर निकल रहा है तो उसे पता है कि वो जब बाहर निकल रहा है सिस्टम से तो किस तरह के जॉब्स के लिए वो एलिजिबल है, किस तरह के जॉब को वो इंडस्ट्री में जाके कर सकता है. तो लेट्स से व्हेन ही एग्जिट्स एट लेवल 4, ही नो दैट ही विल बिकम टेक्नीशियन, ऑटोमेशन और रोबोटिक्स. जब वो 5वें लेवल तक पहुंच जाता है और इन चारों लेवल को अगर सपोज ही कंप्लीटेड सक्सेसफुली, so he can become a supervisor in this area. 6th level senior supervisor, and level 7, if suppose he completes up to level 7, so he is trained for a skill set that we are saying is specialist in the robotics. तो robotics specialization के लेवल पर जाकर वो कहीं कहीं तैयार हो जाता है, और जब उसका एक्सपीरियंस जितना रिक्वायर्ड एक्सपीरियंस है, if suppose and students gains that experience, so he can become the manager, he can be hired at that particular level whenever he meet with the desired number of experience by any particular industry. इससे अगर ऊपर जाता है लेवल 8-9 पर, तो लेवल 8 पर मान लो वो एक्सिट करता है, तो वी आर सेइंग ही विल बी called automation engineer. Engineer की competency है, and level 9 is senior automation engineer. So in this diagram we depicted one typical job role. If suppose a student picks a particular type of skill set, he can advance in the skill ladders. He can go up to level 9. उसके बाद अगर उसे लगता है the student can take admission in PhD also. So now our skill ecosystem in our country made this provision through NSQF framework that you can build the skill competency in a student. And now our national education policy is talking about the qualification framework in the higher education qualification framework also. So higher educations के जितने भी degrees हैं, they will also be classified into different degree. And the national education policy is also talking about integration of these two framework, how NSQF framework will be integrated with the national higher education qualification framework. तो किसी स्टूडेंट ने अगर स्किल कॉम्पिटेंसी से NSQF फ्रेमवर्क से कुछ अगर एक्वायर किया हुआ है, वो किस तरह से हायर एजुकेशन में आ सकता होगा, हायर एजुकेशन वाला किस तरह से स्किल इकोसिस्टम में आ सकता होगा. So that flexibility is now being built through the policy of national education, the new national education policy. So we are very much hopeful. I'm sure also that in coming time, ये जो दोनों सिस्टम जो पहले अलग अलग वर्टिकल चलते थे, जो conventional higher education का vertical and another was a conventional vocational education verticals were there. So these two verticals will merge together and give the student opportunity for his horizontal movement. Means if suppose he want to exit with some degree, diploma and skills, he can exit at any point of time, and at the same time these integration of these frameworks will give the student opportunity for advancement into the ladder, means vertical mobility also. So the NSQF is talking about horizontal, vertical mobility, multi-point entry, exit, and probably the higher education qualification framework will also speak about all this word, and they will be closely knitted together so that the trans movement will be possible between these two systems. I just gave this example of our university just for making clarity that this type of systems exists in our country. इस तरह का system हमारे यहाँ exist करता है. Only the requirement is how to implement this system. This is just a UGC notification in 2016. UGC notified BVoc degree. कि BVoc is also a conventional degree. जिस तरह से BA, BSc, BCom है, उसी तरह से BVoc भी एक डिग्री है जो कि हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी और बाकी भी मुझे लगता है कि बहुत सारे आज की तारीख में हायर एजुकेशन सिस्टम में भी मुझे लगता है कि around 1500 to 2000 colleges are running the BVoc MVoc program in addition to the technical education. In technical education also around 500 diploma level polytechnics and engineering colleges are running the BVoc and DVoc level program. तो conventional education system में भी इस तरह के program चलने लगे हैं. So all these degrees which we are offering in our university are approved degrees of UGC, and as I said that for getting those 18 credits, 18 credit या 12 credit जो on the job training है, on the job training लेने के लिए उसको कहीं ना कहीं industry में जाना पड़ता है. तो हमारे पास in this university we made good progress in this field, having around 100 MOUs with different industries जहाँ पर कि student जाके इस तरह की training ले सकता होगा. तो इसलिए if suppose any of the institute जहाँ से आप लोग आते हैं, if they want or if you want to run such program in your institute, so what you will have to do is to identify appropriate training partner. एक आपको ऐसा industry या training partner identify करना पड़ेगा जहाँ पर कि जो on the job training वाला component है वो student वहाँ पर जाकर on the job training वाला पार्ट कर सकता होगा. So our system gives us this flexibility. Our University Grant Commission gives this flexibility that you can run BVoc program in higher education system, और ये BVoc program आप industry partner, industry associates के साथ मिलकर चला सकते होंगे. These are the detail of different program which our university is running. You can visit our website to have more clarity. I'm not going to discuss this about this program quickly. I will tell that in university we are running a program at bachelor's level, master's level, जिसको कि हम BVoc एग्रीकल्चर, मास्टर्स एग्रीकल्चर, MVoc एग्रीकल्चर कहते हैं। और इस प्रोग्राम में एक्चुअली होता क्या है ना, at time we are saying that if suppose we want to run a program but we don't have any industry, so how to conceptualize that program? So for that, just I have added this slide here, that in BVoc program, though there may not be any industry, but the university tied up with some big farms, and the students are doing the actual farming on those big farm. So they are learning the different aspects of organic farming, dairy, then marketing of the product, or all the allied means on the farm, off the farm, all allied activities they are learning in this program in association with different stakeholders. So this is a traditional program, this which was being run for a year. The university started this program in altogether different flavor here. In addition, we are running different short-term programs also. We are having a construction skill academy, जिसमें कि हम जो short-term program, as I was saying, that the shorter duration certificate program, those programs also are being run by the university. So we are running right now programs in plumbing, we are running programs in electrician, computer literacy, mason. Then we did some program on GST. We are doing a program on tele. Similarly, other short-term programs, if you will visit our website, so around 31 program we have announced this year. Now, all those 31 programs are the short-term programs which are being offered by the university. Now, just to understand the skill ecosystem in our country, we have two verticals, as I was mentioning. Ministry of Education is one, and another is MSD, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. इन दोनों को जो इंटीग्रेट कर रहा है, that integration is being done by NSQF. So we have a NSQF framework जिसके बारे में I was talking about. This is National Skill Qualification Framework. So all the skill development programs now are embedded or being operated through NSQF. Basically NSQF framework के हिसाब से हर एक ने अपने skill programs को डिजाइन किया है. Ministry of Education जो अपने प्रोग्राम चला रहे होंगे वो उनके प्रोग्राम्स बेसिकली एक वर्टिकल और है, आई एम सॉरी दैट आई मिस्ड, दैट इज थ्रू द यूनिवर्सिटीज और द UGC approved colleges, universities also. So the Ministry of Education is running the skill training program or the vocational education program through AICTE. AICTE के जो पॉलिटेक्निक कॉलेजेस हुआ करते थे कन्वेंशनली, वो हार्डकोर स्किल ट्रेनिंग के प्रोग्राम करवाते थे. But in addition, now the AICTE approved colleges started the DVOC program. As I said, UGC approved colleges, universities also started running the DVOC and MVOC program. तो ये एक वर्टिकल है. AICTE के कॉलेजेस, UGC के कॉलेजेस, ये सारे कॉलेजेस मिलके DVOC डिप्लोमा वोकेशन, BVOC बैचलर वोकेशन, MVOC मास्टर वोकेशन जैसे प्रोग्राम vocational field में चला रहे हैं, in addition to the conventional engineering diploma program which is being run by the polytechnic colleges in this country. एक पार्ट और है जो कि NCERT के द्वारा मैनेज्ड है. NCERT की एक विंग है PSSIB जो कि vocational education training का काम करती है. So this vertical is also creating contents, giving training, short-term training in the field of vocational education. So the vocational education is catered by Ministry of Education through this. इसके अलावा जो NIOS है, NIOS और आज की तारीख में CBSE also, ये दोनों स्कूल एजुकेशन के जो बोर्ड्स हैं भारत सरकार में, ये दोनों बोर्ड्स CBSE और NIOS भी बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम जो लेवल 4 तक के NSQF लेवल 4 तक के प्रोग्राम होंगे, ये सारे के सारे प्रोग्राम्स these school education boards are also running. तो CBSE ने भी बहुत सारे वोकेशनल एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम्स निकाल रखे हैं कि स्टूडेंट जो है वो कन्वेंशनल प्रोग्राम 9th 10th 11th 12th में कन्वेंशनल के साथ साथ अगर उसको लगता है तो he or she can take the vocational education courses also. Similarly, the NIOS has also given this flexibility that is student may opt for the vocational courses. So all the higher educational system in our country nowadays started embedding the vocational training, the skill training into the conventional programs also. तो अलग से एक पूरा का पूरा वोकेशनल ट्रेनिंग सिस्टम को खड़ा करने के बजाय जो 50,000 हमारे एग्जिस्टिंग कॉलेजेस थे, जो हमारे पास लाखों स्कूल्स अवेलेबल्स हैं, इन स्कूल्स और कॉलेजेस के माध्यम से we can run the short term training program, we can run the conventional vocational education program also. So that part is being catered through the Ministry of Education, Government of India. Another vertical is there, that is MSDE, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. And under MSDE, there is an apex body, that is NCVT, National Council for Vocational Education and Training. And this NCVT, under this NCVT, we have National Skill Development Corporation, जो मैं बोल रहा था स्टार्टिंग में, और इस NSDC के साथ में there are different sector skill councils. So the skill training is being designed by this sector skill councils based on the job role requirement from the industry. इंडस्ट्री में किस तरह की जॉब रोल की रिक्वायरमेंट है, उस तरह के हिसाब से ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम को डिजाइन करने का काम सेक्टर स्किल काउंसिल्स का है, और वो सेक्टर स्किल काउंसिल्स अपने ट्रेनिंग पार्टनर्स के थ्रू इस प्रोग्राम्स को, ये शॉर्ट टर्म जो प्रोग्राम्स हैं, थ्रू डिफरेंट स्कीम्स these programs are implemented. So NCVT is taking care of this type of the program. In addition to NCVT, there is DGT also, Director General of Training. DGET के जो प्रोग्राम थे वो ITI लेवल के जो प्रोग्राम हुआ करते थे, जिसको क्राफ्ट्समैन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम बोलते थे. So DGET में जो ITI, जो हमने 15,000 ITIs देखी, so those 15,000 ITIs are under DGET. So वो जो ट्रेड ट्रेनिंग करवाते हैं, ITI की ट्रेनिंग करवाते हैं, that training is being imparted through this vertical. So we are having two vertical. One is exclusively focusing on the skill training, means MSDE का जो काम है, MSDE exclusively focus कर रहा है skill training के ऊपर. So they are giving training only in the field of skills through NSDC, through SSC, their training partners, their training centers, and different ITIs or different ITIs जितनी है उनके through this training program, short-term training program as well as some 2-year program जिसको क्राफ्टमैन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम CTC बोलते हैं, जो ITI चलाती है. So these programs are being run by Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. On other hand, Ministry of Education जो हायर एजुकेशन में डील कर रही थी और स्कूल एजुकेशन में डील करती है, वो स्कूल एजुकेशन के प्रोग्राम चला रहे हैं, हायर एजुकेशन के प्रोग्राम चला रहे हैं. इन एडिशन दे स्टार्टेड बिल्डिंग द कैपेसिटी टू रन द वोकेशनल एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम्स आल्सो. वो अपने अंदर वोकेशनल एजुकेशन के प्रोग्राम्स भी चला रहे हैं, जिसका कि एग्जांपल मैंने अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी के एग्जांपल से आप लोगों को एक्सप्लेन किया कि किस तरह से वो सारे प्रोग्राम जो हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी चला रही है, वो कोई भी हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट, कोई भी स्कूल, बिकॉज वी हैड फीडर स्कूल आल्सो, वो कोई भी स्कूल भी उसको किस तरह से चला सकती है. सो दिस इज द करंट स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ वोकेशनल एजुकेशन एंड ट्रेनिंग इन आवर कंट्री. हमारे देश में इस तरह का स्ट्रक्चर है. और राइट हैंड साइड में एक चीज जो मैंने छूट गई मुझसे, नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट मिशन, गवर्नमेंट ने skills since the national skill policy was talking about to create 40 crore youths by 2022 कि 40 करोड़ यूथ जो डेमोक्रेटिक डिविडेंड वाले ब्रैकेट के अंदर आते हैं, उनको अगर ट्रेनिंग करवानी है तो उस ट्रेनिंग को करवाने के लिए हमें अपनी कैपेसिटी को बहुत बिल्ड करना पड़ेगा। तो एमएसडी के अंदर नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट मिशन जो है वो मिशन मोड में काम करना स्टार्ट किया, और इस मिशन को फर्दर हर एक स्टेट में ट्रांसफर किया गया। तो आज की तारीख में नेशनल लेवल पर नहीं बल्कि स्टेट लेवल पर हर एक स्टेट में एक एक स्किल डेवलपमेंट मिशन क्रिएट किया हुआ है, जो कि शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेनिंग जितने भी हैं, जो एमसीवीटी एनएसडीसी की शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेनिंग है, उन सारी शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेनिंग्स को एन ये जो रिस्पेक्टिव स्टेट का मिशन है, स्टेट स्किल डेवलपमेंट मिशन है, वो इन प्रोग्राम्स को रन करता है। तो स्टेट लेवल पर स्टेट स्किल डेवलपमेंट मिशन शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम जितने भी हैं, जो कि छोटे ड्यूरेशन का प्रोग्राम है, 3 महीने 4 महीने 6 महीने 8 महीने जैसे प्रोग्राम होंगे, और वो भी लेकिन एनएसक्यूएफ अलाइंड प्रोग्राम है। जब एक स्टूडेंट उसमें ट्रेनिंग लेता है तो उसको जो एनएसक्यूएफ की 10 लेवल की कॉम्पिटेंसी है, अलग अलग लेवल की कॉम्पिटेंसी की ट्रेनिंग इन ट्रेनिंग सेंटर्स में, इन ट्रेनिंग पार्टनर्स के पास जाकर ले सकता होगा। So this is right now the system. Now just on the vocational education aspect in the national education policy. So if you will see that our national education policy is giving ample emphasis that how vocational education can become an integral part of overall overall training and learning ecosystem of this country. तो अलग अलग काम नहीं करके कि एक वर्टिकल इंडिविजुअली डूइंग द हायर एजुकेशन, वन वर्टिकल इज ओनली डूइंग द स्किल, the vocational education, the national education policy is talking about how to integrate these two. And with this understanding, with this vision of integrating these two, the national education policy is talking that by 2025 at least 50% of learners through schools and higher education system shall have exposure to vocational education, कि उनके पास एक न एक वोकेशन, एक न एक स्किल्स के लिए उसको आप एक्सपोजर दोगे। This policy document is talking about every school student must get vocational education in at least one occupation during the class 9 to 12. जब वो 9 से 12 में पढ़ रहा है तो एटलीस्ट जितने भी वोकेशंस हैं उसमें से एक स्किल सेट में उसको आपको ट्रेन करना पड़ेगा as per the interest of the student. All students will participate in 10-day bagless period sometime during grade 6 to 8. अब बोल रहे हैं कि जब 9th to 10th आपको एक ट्रेड आपने पकड़ा दिया, लेट्स से इलेक्ट्रिकल, वो इलेक्ट्रिकल ट्रेड की ट्रेनिंग कर रहा है, मान लो क्लास 9th में, क्लास 10th में प्लम्बिंग की प्रैक्टिस कर रहा है, क्लास 11th में रोबोटिक्स की प्रैक्टिस कर रहा है, क्लास 12 चला गया तो मैकेट्रॉनिक्स की प्रैक्टिस कर रहा है, समथिंग लाइक दैट। जब वो 6 से 8 है, then the national education policy is talking there must be 10 days बैगलेस स्कूल, बिना बैग के स्कूल जाएगा वो 10 दिन तक, और आप उसको लोकल वोकेशंस जो हैं, जो कारपेंटर, गार्डनर, पोर्टर, इस तरह के लोगों के साथ उसको वो स्किल सेट, ही विल जस्ट, जिसको फन बेस्ड लर्निंग बोलते हैं, कि वो खेल खेल में सीखने वाली बात जिससे बोलते हैं, सी ही विल बी गिविंग एक्सपोजर कि देखो इस तरह के स्किल सेट्स भी हैं। सो 6th ऑनवर्ड कि पहले तो जो हमारे ट्रेडिशनल स्किल्स हैं, लोकल स्किल्स हैं, एक्सपोजर टू दोज लोकल स्किल फ्रॉम क्लास 6 ऑनवर्ड अप टू 8, 9th से लेके जब ऊपर जाते हो तो एटलीस्ट आपको उसको एक वोकेशन में ट्रेन करना है, so that this 50% target can be achieved. Not only the target can be achieved, but yeah, in practice they can be trained. The policy is also talking about giving training on the Lok Vidya कि जो ट्रेडिशनल आपका स्किल सेट है जो कि हर एक जगह पर मीन्स इट इज लोकल स्किल सेट बेसिकली. इफ सपोज लेट्स से जयपुर इज फेमस फॉर ब्लू पोट्री. ब्लू पोट्री का वहां पर काम होता है, उसको लोक विद्या बोल सकते हो. वो लोक विद्या की ट्रेनिंग एटलीस्ट वो ऐसा नहीं हो कि आस्ते आस्ते खत्म होते जाए, उसकी ट्रेनिंग भी हमको अपने करिकुलम में इंटीग्रेट करनी है. सो इफ सपोज ऑल स्कूल कॉलेजेस विल स्टार्ट एम्बेडिंग, अपनी लोकल आसपास देख लें कौन सी ट्रेडिशनल आर्ट है, उस ट्रेडिशनल आर्ट को उस लोक विद्या को ऐड करें और स्टूडेंट्स को उस पर ट्रेन करें. उनको जब एक स्किल सेट में ट्रेन करना है टुवर्ड दिस, कैसे कर सकते हैं ओवरऑल काम. द सेकेंडरी स्कूल विल कोलैबोरेट विद आईटीआई. स्कूल्स में तो हो सकता है कि दैट मच फैसिलिटी मे नॉट बी अवेलेबल, so to give the training. So what can be done that these schools may collaborate with local industries, local ITIs, polytechnics, engineering colleges, जहां पर उस तरह की लैब होती होगी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपको एक बच्चे को कारपेंट्री की ट्रेनिंग करवानी है. अब कारपेंट्री की ट्रेनिंग करवाने के लिए योर स्कूल में नॉट हैव ऑल द फैसिलिटीज. सो व्हाट कैन बी डन, क्या किया जा सकता है कि यू कैन जस्ट एसोसिएट विद लोकल इंडस्ट्री, और एक इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज की वर्कशॉप है कारपेंट्री की, वहां पर जाके ट्रेनिंग करवाई जा सकती होगी. मींस इफ जस्ट यूज मेक बेस्ट यूज ऑफ द अवेलेबल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अवेलेबल है उसको बेस्ट कैसे यूज कर सकते होंगे. देन सेटिंग अप द स्किल लैब्स. इफ सपोज इफ दैट इज नॉट पॉसिबल, एक बिल्कुल इंटीरियर गांव में स्कूल है, वहां पर पॉसिबल नहीं है कि कोई इंडस्ट्री भी होगी इस तरह की कोई इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज होगा. सो फॉर दैट पर्पस द गवर्नमेंट और द पॉलिसी डॉक्यूमेंट इज सेइंग दैट क्रिएट द स्किल लैब्स क्रिएट करें, और एक स्किल लैब एक हब बन जाएगी. उसके साथ बहुत सारे स्कूल्स जुड़े हुए रहेंगे जो वहां पर जाकर अपने बच्चों को ट्रेनिंग करवा सकते होंगे. सिमिलरली हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट जो है, वो हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट्स भी अपने लोकल इंडस्ट्रीज के साथ टाई अप करें, स्टूडेंट्स को वहां पर भेज सकते होंगे स्किल ट्रेनिंग करवाने के लिए. और जो भी स्टूडेंट किसी भी ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में उसने एनरोल किया हुआ है, तो ऑल दो स्टूडेंट मस्ट गिव एन एक्सपोजर फॉर द vocational training. Another important aspect about which this education policy is talking about, that is RPL, recognition of the prior learning. So our educational institution must build the capacity to identify the local talent. क्या उसके अंदर talent है already. If he is a very good mechanic but he don't have certificate in that area, so a system is being developed कि आप उसको अपने यहाँ पर लेकर आए, उसकी जो कॉम्पिटेंसी है उस कॉम्पिटेंसी को असेस करें, और असेसमेंट के बाद आप उसको अप्रोप्रिएट जो कॉम्पिटेंसी उसकी थी उसको रिकॉग्नाइज करके सर्टिफाई करें. So this is recognition of prior learning and certification. So probably a comprehensive policy will also be designed by the government, but till time the local institutes can also do that, and they can ask the student to gain the training, to gain this certificates through the respective sector skill council. जो sector skill council है, जो उनके training partners हैं, उनके पास पेज के assessment करवा के RPL certification करवा सकते होंगे. So the aim of नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी, जो उसका है पॉलिसी का, दैट इज इंटेंसिव सीमलेस इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ ऑल टाइप ऑफ एकेडमिक प्रोफेशनल वोकेशनल एजुकेशन की. अल्टीमेटली अलग अलग जो वर्टिकल्स हैं, जो डिफरेंट वर्टिकल्स हैं, ऑल वर्टिकल्स मस्ट एक्ट इन सच अ वे दैट देयर मस्ट बी अ seamless transfer of student from one system to other system. And second aim जो कि 2025 तक अचीव करना है, 50% स्टूडेंट्स को स्किल ट्रेनिंग बात कर रहे हैं. Now in through this graph, this chart, this is the different pathways जो हो सकते होंगे. कि हमारे पास एक स्टूडेंट है, मान लीजिए we are into a system, और इस पर्टिकुलर सिस्टम के अंदर कैसे वी कैन इंटीग्रेट द वोकेशनल ट्रेनिंग और वोकेशनल एजुकेशन पाथवेज कैसे बिल्ट हो सकते होंगे बेसिकली. So first vertical is the school education system. From the school education system, a candidate after passing class 12, they can go to the vocational education. सबसे आसान तरीका है कि vocational education के system में enter कर सकते होंगे. So in vocational education there may be 3-year BVoc degree और आने वाले टाइम में नए एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के हिसाब से 4 साल की वोकेशनल एजुकेशन डिग्री भी हो सकती है जो कि student can pursue after passing class 10. No, I'm sorry, after passing class 12. So after class 12, the student can go to this higher vocational education system for getting enrollment into BVoc type of program, NSF aligned degree program. BVoc करने के बाद, bachelor's करने के बाद, the student can go to the master's program, MVoc कर सकते हैं, conventional PG program कर सकते होंगे, या जब PG करने के बाद the student can gain the PhD also. So this is one pathway. एक pathway ये है कि vocational education के medium से चल के आप highest level तक पहुंच सकते हो. And the system gives the flexibility. If you want to, for example, come out from after doing the BVoc, you want to go to the higher education system, you can take admission in a conventional post-graduation program. In that area, उसमें आप admission लेके, उसकी training के base पर आप higher education में जा सकते हो. So this is one way. The second way is that, let's say, the student is in the school. School से जब ये देखते हैं, इस arrow को देखते हैं, तो 6 to 8 में जो प्री वोकेशनल कोर्सेज हैं, प्री वोकेशनल कोर्सेज इंस्टीट्यूट इनकी उसको एजुकेशन करवा सकती होगी. 9th to 12th वाले जो स्टूडेंट हैं वो NSQF लेवल 1 2 3 4 they may be trained at NSQF level 1 2 3 4. After 10th, after passing class 10th, the student may go for ITI polytechnics to get vocational training. Vocational training के ITI polytechnics में जा सकते हैं. इवन आफ्टर क्लास 8 ऐसे कुछ ट्रेड हैं ITI में जो कि 8वीं के बाद भी एडमिशन देते हैं, 8th के बाद भी एडमिशन देते हैं. So the student can go in ITI even after doing class 8 also. And the separate community colleges are being conceptualized. कुछ community college चल भी रहे हैं, बाकी conceptualize कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि ट्रेडिशनल एजुकेशन सिस्टम में अगर नहीं हो और आपने नॉन ट्रेडिशनल सिस्टम से इस लेवल से आपने स्किल सेट को एनहांस किया, सो यू कैन द स्किल ट्रेनिंग यू कैन गेट इन द स्किल ट्रेनिंग पार्टनर्स, द एजुकेशन कंपोनेंट you can do in this community colleges, and finally you will be awarded a bachelor's or bachelor's degree initially in first phase, means level 5 6 7. So the present system also gives us a bit flexibility, थोड़ी बहुत flexibility आज की तारीख में भी available है कि किस तरह से how we can integrate the vocational education into our conventional school education system or higher education system. What are the different pathways which can be taken up? What should be our role? Sorry, just a minute. Sorry. So what we can do, when I'm saying we, means teachers or the administrators or the leaders from the higher educational system can do in the given background. जो कुछ भी हमने देखा, इसमें हम क्या कर सकते होंगे? अभी सबसे आसान तरीका जो है, the first one, that all of us, all of our training the colleges, universities can run this short-term program. सारे लोग हम ये short-term program easily, there is a list of around 25 to 3,000 short-term QP qualifications. We can run those programs. कुछ पार्ट हम अपने साथ पढ़ा सकते होंगे, कुछ की हमारी लैब में फैसिलिटीज होंगी, So we can identify appropriate courses, short-term program, which we can run through our colleges so that the students may be given exposure in one or two such program. For example, if you have a commerce college, so that commerce college can easily give training on GST. तो GST का एक job role है या qualification pack है, वो commerce college आसानी से पढ़ा सकता होगा. Data entry operator का एक job role है, हर एक college में computers है, so that job role of data entry operators can easily be taken up by the colleges. So we have a comprehensive list which of qualification which is available on the National Skill Qualification Register. There is a register which is maintained by NCVET, and all these short-term qualifications are entered there. So they are the approved qualification by the highest level body in this area. So you can pick any qualification which suits the infrastructure and resource availability on your institute. You can start offering these courses. One another aspect which you can do, you can run the DVOC, BVOC, MVOC program. आप डिप्लोमा चला सकते हो, BVOC चला सकते हो, MVOC चला सकते हो, जो कि UGC approved program है. In addition, now the UGC has also announced apprenticeship or internship embedded degree program. So the college or the university can also run a conventional degree program as notified by the UGC, that any degree, even if it is a BCom degree, if it is a, let's say, Bachelor Ayurveda, any, so they can embed the apprenticeship into the existing degree. What will be the model? That it will be a 132 credit program based on CBCS, that is choice based credit program. 132 credits will be there, and out of those 132 credits, the student will have to earn up to 20 credits through apprenticeship. So for example, you are running a degree, let's say a master's degree, या एक बैचलर्स डिग्री आप चला रहे हो, आप बीए प्रोग्राम चला रहे हो. बीए प्रोग्राम के साथ में जब आपके स्टूडेंट ने बीए प्रोग्राम में एडमिशन लिया, you can convert into a BA apprenticeship program, and the student can go out for internship to acquire around 26 credits. 132 total credit out of 130 up to 20. So up to 26 to 30 credit he or she can earn while getting training in some इंडस्ट्री. वो कहीं इंडस्ट्री में जाकर ट्रेनिंग ले, और जितने दिन उसने ट्रेनिंग ली उसको आप 30 क्रेडिट में कन्वर्ट करके यू कैन अवार्ड इट टू स्टूडेंट. सो दिस इज अ न्यू प्रोग्राम अनाउंस्ड बाय यूजीसी. द इंस्टीट्यूशंस में टेक दिस प्रोग्राम. अब एक स्टूडेंट ने मान लीजिए कि इस प्रोग्राम से जो अप्रेंटिसशिप एम्बेडेड डिग्री प्रोग्राम है, he completed his graduation. Now the question comes whether the student will be entitled or eligible to seek admission in master's program. So this notification very clearly speaks about that a student who has earned 24 credits in any subject is eligible to take admission in master's program in that particular subject. अगर वो if the student was doing BA और BA में उसके पास history एक subject था, and in 3 years suppose as per the CBCS he acquires 24 credits in history, he is eligible to take admission in MA history. अगर उसने एक psychology का subject और रखा हुआ था साइड में, 24 credit he earned for history, 24 credit for psychology, so he is eligible to take admission in 2 MA programs in MA history or MA psychology based on his or her interest. So This training program, this degree program gives flexibility to the student as well as to the institute कि वो किस तरह से short term training को अपने courses में embed करे. So we have these three options. अगर without doing much changes into the existing system, बहुत ज़्यादा change नहीं करते हुए, if suppose we want to do something into the field of vocational education, if we want to give the skills to our youth, जो 40 करोड़ youth की हम बात करते हैं, so that they can get some gainful employment या अपना कुछ खुद का काम start करें, so you can start the short-term program. You can embed your training into your degrees. You can run the BVOC, DVOC type of the program. So this is in our hand, which we can easily do. So this was all from my side, in which I tried to explain you what is National Skill Qualification Framework, how that skill qualification framework is being implemented by the skill university like us. I also tried to explain that it is not only in the purview of skill universities to run the NSQF aligned program. Any college, any university can run the such type of the program, and to run such type of the program, you will not have to create anything additional, but into the existing program, how you can embed the skill training component. I try to explain you that what is the current skill ecosystem, what are the numbers, what are the different institutions working in this program or in this system. So this was all what I wanted to share with all of you. And in case if any of you is having any type of query in terms of implementation, in terms of further understanding anything, I've given my mail ID. You're always welcome to drop a mail to me. It will be my pleasure to respond back to you. Thank you very much. Thanks for attending this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for beautifully explaining the complete ecosystem of skill across India and in detail the structure of our university, which is aligned with NSQF framework and National Education Policy 2020 as well. I hope all our participants must have benefited from this particular session and they can visualize the roadmap to implement the National Education Policy in our undergraduate and the PG programs as well, and imparting education from KG to PG in a single ecosystem across the universities and educational institutions throughout our country. Thank you very much, sir, for this session. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.